in Grace of Monaco, a Lars Von Trier fugitive and a Moulin Rouge dancer. But this year, Nicole Kidman is really dominating the Cannes Film Festival. She has no less than 4 entries in the official selection, including the TV series Top of the Lake. Forget hashtag Cannes, this year it's hashtag NicoleFest.
It's a familiar sight at Cannes. Crowds of fans keen to get a glimpse of their idol.
Nicole Kidman, par exemple.
Okay, so we're going to see Nicole Kidman today.
Nicole Kidman!
And finally she appears, although Kidman's a busy woman, involved in no fewer than 4 projects at this year's festival, one of which is the killing of a sacred deer. It starts off as a family comedy, but quickly becomes something much darker, under the direction of the Greek Yorgos Lanthimos.
You know, I'm always seeking out people, filmmakers that are different, and always trying to find those people, and they're hard to find. And he's completely uncompromising, Yorgos, which I love. I'm at a stage in my life where I'm still experimenting.
It's fair to say that the Cannes Film Festival has been good to Kidman. From her first appearance on the Riviera's red carpets alongside Tom Cruise 25 years ago, to the Moulin Rouge years and to collaborations with David Lynch and Lars Von Trier. There was then something of a slump, but now she's back. By turns a punk leader, a mother, and a boarding school mistress.
Nicole Kidman's understood that Cannes really is a sort of oasis for her. It's a place where she can nourish herself and reinvent herself, thanks to directors who let her explore new cinematic territory. Unlike in Hollywood, where she's often confined to playing porcelain dolls.
Appearing alongside Kidman in not 1 but 2 films, How to Talk to Girls and The Beguiled, is Elle Fanning.
She has this really mothering, kind of soft, delicate quality to her, but she's also can be very strong. To be in a movie with her was always a dream of mine.
4 films means 4 press conferences and 4 red carpets. Although nothing's too much for the Queen of Cannes.
Excuse me, do you know Stacy Martin?
No.
Do you know the actress Stacy Martin?
No.
You know the actress who stars in Nymphomaniac, Stacy Martin?
No.
Well, she's not yet a household name, but I think she's going to be. The English-French actress Stacy Martin will be starring in upcoming films alongside the likes of Jude Law and Rooney Mara. She's here in Cannes with the film Redoubtable, which is a biopic of the French film director Jean Luc Godard. She plays his wife. Stacy Martin, hello.
Hello.
You play the French director Jean Luc Godard's wife Anne in the film. Why is this director so iconic?
I think because he, his films really revolutionised French cinema, and he inspired so many directors and still does now. And I think he really pushed the boundaries of what cinema was and why we make cinema. And it's interesting because this film is a lot more about his sort of human side, and so you step aside from the mythical figure and you look at the human being behind, and you find out that he's actually very funny and he's very tender and also very jealous and very possessive. But there is I think there's a lot more humour in Godard than we think there is.
Les vrais acteurs, moi je trouve ça con. Je les méprise. C'est vrai, vous leur dites de pleurer, ils pleurent, vous leur dites de rire, ils rient, vous leur dites de marcher à 4 pattes, ils le font, enfin, je trouve ça grotesque. Ce ne sont pas des gens libres. Je suis sûr que tu demandes à un acteur de dire que les acteurs sont cons, il le fait.
Another legendary director that you've worked with is Lars Von Trier. Your first film was Nymphomaniac in 2013. What was he like?
It was, looking back now, I realise now how quite crazy it was, but at the same time it was just so freeing not to have done any films before, because I had no apprehensions. I didn't know what to expect, and the beauty in how Lars directs is that he really gives you a lot of freedom to test things, to try things, and also to fail and to find out where is the right direction for the character or the scene.
I wanted to be picked up, put down, again and again, I wanted to be treated like a thing.
May I tell you something?
Sure.
You're my first.
Really? I love you.
You're half French and half English, which opens lots of doors for you. Redoubtable is a very French film, about a very French director. How does it differ, acting in English and French?
I don't think it changes. What changes, I think, is the style of film seems to change, and the way I think the English cinema is slowly aligning itself quite closely to American cinema, and I think French cinema has such a cultural history. I mean, with Godard and with Éric Rohmer, and it's almost like a gift to be able to kind of dip in both worlds, because I watch a lot of films, and those are the films that sort of inspired me to do my job. So to be able to be part of that is kind of an honour.
You've got several films in the pipeline, one with Jude Law coming up, and another directed by Kirsten Dunst. It's the first film as a director. What can you tell us about it?
I think it's great. There's a thing about, I think, actors these days who are trying to push themselves and what cinema is giving to people, and the fact that people like Brady, who was also an actor before he directed his first film, it makes you sort of love cinema even more, because it's people who are so in love with film and filmmakers and actors, and so it's kind of, I'm very excited, because working with Brady Corbet was one of the best experiences I've had as well, so I'm really excited about that.
Is there a director that you dream of working with?
There are so many. I mean, I dream of working with Claude Chabrol, which obviously is not possible. I'd love to work with Lynn Ramsey, I'd love to work with Tarantino, and to really just push as well in terms of style and genre, I think. And if anything makes me uncomfortable, that's where I should go, so we'll see.
Your first film was in 2013. Since then, you've done so much. How does it feel? What's your experience like in Cannes?
It seems unreal, to be honest. I'm quite surprised that the film made it into competition, because it's such a lovely, it's a funny film, it's a tender film, and you're sort of used to the heart-wrenching elements of the Cannes selection. So I'm kind of discovering how it's all happening, and how, it's quite breathtaking.
Stacy Martin, thank you.
Thank you. It's a lot.